Sure.
Who's the Son of God.
Right. Right. Yeah, I liken it to if I remember going on a blind date. It's before I got married. When someone sets you up with a blind date, a friend might say to you, whichever way it goes, guy, gal, you say, hey, all your buddies are married, you're the last one, you're an old guy, I'm trying to set you up with somebody who's going to change your life. This person is the one you're looking for. And the person comes back, guy or gal, comes back and says, you're right. This was a extremely, this person is neat. We're going to keep up our friendship and so on. But there's something missing here. You mistake me for somebody who wants to get married. I don't. And the reason I'm here in town is because of this local church here in Santa Barbara. We're doing a seminar not on the resurrection, we're doing it on religious doubt. Okay, I've got 3 books on religious doubt. I'm just saying I've got a little bit of background. I've been working with a clinical psychologist for 20 years, and we've been testing, he's been testing, and we're getting ready to publish in a couple secular journals with what we found out. The vast majority of doubters, 70 to 85% of doubters doubt not for factual reasons, but for emotional reasons. Something's happened to them. C.S. Lewis says, I became an atheist when my mother got sick, and I prayed and prayed and prayed for her to be saved, and she wasn't saved physically, and she wasn't. And I even thought after she died that God would raise her from the dead. He didn't, so I was pretty ticked, and a few years later I became an atheist. It's events like that in people's lives. In a recent survey, one of the largest people groups who are angry at God, this is a psychological study, were atheists. 19% of atheists are angry at God, which caused one of the researchers to say, yeah, and how are you mad at somebody who doesn't exist? And one of the researchers said this. The guy said, hey, I don't believe unicorns exist, but I don't spend all my life hating on them. And that was amazing. So in other words, my point is, a lot of people go on blind dates who don't want to get married. And so I get asked frequently, if the evidence is this good, why are there skeptics? It's the simplest question in the world. They don't want to get married. They're not candidates for this. And we are all prejudiced. We all look at data with jaundiced eyes. We all do. We often call it the color of our glasses. Bill looks at the world with rose-colored glasses. Yeah, we all do that. We're all, so the reason I came doesn't mean I'm a purely rational person. And the atheist who rejects is not a purely rational person. We all have other things on our agenda. But not only do we have other things, they far outweigh our rational interests as a general rule. 70 to 85% of doubters are emotional doubters. So I think people who think that these are intellectual exercises and you solve these things in universities and then it's all done, that's not the way belief is formulated. So.